All right, folks. Hey, David the Sun Devil here. This isn't going on one of the podcasts. I'm just making a quick video about the Yair Rodriguez, Jeremy Stevens eye poke and the little shit that dumped a beer on Carla Esparza. I was there. I was in Mexico City. I was sitting in the corner right above where the fighters were exiting, where Carla got her beer spilled on her. And here's what happened. The little asshole that did it sat right behind me. We were just sitting, and I say we, me and a couple of, Jeremy's management, team members, affiliates. We were just sitting there enjoying the fights. We were geared up. We were gearing up and getting ready for Jeremy to throw down with Yair. And it was heartbreaking to see. It was heartbreaking to see Carla or Esparza and Grasso put it so hard on the line, only to be treated by the fans like shit. They fought well. That was an epic fight. I fucking love that fight. I would love them to run it back. I would love them to throw down again. Grasso came on super strong in that third. Almost had Carla tapping with that armbar. It was nasty. And Grasso could have come out on top. I mean, honestly, with the judges that were there that night, could have gone either way. Same thing with Moreno. Like it could have gone. It could have gone either way. I mean, like with that one being a draw, it wouldn't put it past my mind to say, hey, Carla and Grasso being a draw. I'm like, okay, well, that's a possibility too. When I was observing things, but when Grasso got the win, it was pandemonium. Like it was nuts. The crowd wouldn't let her get a word in edgewise. She tried talking about the fight, tried, being humble even in victory. And it was really hard to watch. And then the fans, I could tell were getting more and more unruly. I mean, drinks were flowing, and the gentleman that was sitting behind me, for the first time, I noticed him because he had a full beer, and he was sitting right where the way it works is like when people were going through that little tunnel area, there's like a little gap. There's like a little space between where you could still see the fighters a little bit through that little tunnel area going into the back of the arena. And the fact that he brought a full beer there, and he looked at me dead in the eyes before he fucking did it. Like he turned and just dumped the whole beer on her, and I knew security was going to come get his ass. I knew the coach was pissed. I saw her coach fly up there after security flew up there, and they thought the guy ran into the little hallway up there and tried to get away. He didn't. He sat the fuck down and just smirked. And I pointed him out. I'm like, no. And I called him out when he did it. I'm like, dude, you're a piece of shit. You're a grade A piece of shit. You and your homies trying to protect you, they're also pieces of shit. As soon as security came back through, pointed the dude out, and then, he white knuckled his seat. He moved down a couple seats, white knuckled his seat, and was like, trying to fight and not go. And I'm like, yo, you deserve to get the fuck thrown out of the arena for that shit, So I had no problems helping those guys get the dude to his feet. I had to keep the coach from kicking his ass, so I had to hold on to coach, be like, yo, it's not worth it getting sued over that shit. Let security handle it. They did. And it's just despicable to see the fans, act in such a way to a prize fighter, who happened to get the judge's call, and that was no fault of Carla's, no fault of Grasso's. I mean, if Grasso really wanted to for it to go her way, she needed to put Carla away. It's just, you can't leave it in the hands of the judges and expect to get a favorable call. I mean, it didn't happen for Moreno, who I thought clearly won his fight, but it just goes to show you never know what the judges are thinking. For the Yair Rodriguez, Jeremy Stevens fight, love Jeremy, and I've always respected Yair actually up until this moment. where he just became super defensive, and then he tried throwing the blame on Jeremy for the eye poke. I mean, I was with Jeremy all fucking camp. Hands down, toughest dude I've ever had the pleasure of meeting and knowing. And he went through war, went through hell to get in the shape he's in. He's in nasty shape right now. I am so thankful they put him on the Boston card. I'm ready for that. I want to go to Boston and bear witness to the beating of Yair Rodriguez, because that's what's going to happen. Hands down, Yair's going to get his ass beat unless he eye pokes again. Which this dude has the audacity to try and issue blame on Jeremy Stevens, who has 40 professional fights under his belt. I mean, he's been fighting since he was 16. He's fought against bigger names than Yair has on his roster. So it's like, come on, dude. Like, he's not afraid of you. He's gonna beat the shit out of you when he gets the opportunity. And it's gonna happen in Boston. For the fans to act the way they did, they were throwing pesos, Modelo's, popcorn. I had my own popcorn thrown on me, which was ironic. You know, I was trying to get out of there because I knew I had a feeling the decision was coming. They were going to call it off, so I was trying to scoot out of there well before the call, and it came down just as I was getting ready around the corner to go through the exit way. And I had popcorn, beer thrown at me. I literally smelled like beer all the way back to the hotel. And I really don't begrudge the fans, you know, their anger. What I do is, like, to the extent that they were, you know, like, violently trying to assault Jeremy, who couldn't see as he was leaving the arena. That's just shameful, guys. Like, why would the UFC want to go back to Mexico City? Why? Why would UFC want to go and put the fighters at risk in a hostile ass environment? It doesn't make sense for the UFC. It doesn't make sense for the fighters. I know a bunch of fighters who are like, there's no fucking way I want to go fight in Mexico City again, because everything about Mexico City is beautiful except for that night. Like, I loved the parks. I loved the hotels. The people were fantastic. Shopping was really good. You know, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that trip very much. I can't wait to go to Mexico City again, just not with the fight team, just not with any fight team, because it was dangerous after that. And I just didn't like that feeling. I'll go back to Zacatecas, Mexico any day of the week. And I would love to go back. I can't wait to go back. I had great experiences in camp there. It was amazing, and the fighters and the people made it utterly amazing. I can't wait to bring my family back and experience the people and the culture of Zacatecas. But as far as the UFC goes, I hope they really don't have another UFC there. I really don't. It was scary. It was scary for the fighters, but it was hella scary in the stands as a fan of any of the American fighters. It was just like, holy shit, I felt like I was in enemy territory. And I supported a lot of Mexican fighters that night. I really did. Moreno, I fucking love Polo Reyes. Martin Bravo I'm sorry, but he was whooping Peterson's ass until he got fucking back, spinning back fisted. And, I love Martin. Those guys are fantastic. Grasso is a beautiful fighter. She's amazing. I really like the effort she really put in, and just all around, like, it was just an amazing card, some amazing fights. Sajara put in work, and it was a good fight, and it didn't go her way, but humble in defeat. It was just an amazing card all the way through until the eye poke. And until Carla got beer spilled on her. And then it just became ridiculous. And even leaving the arena for me was hair raising, because you just didn't know if people were going to carry it out into the streets and throw beer at you. And, I was wondering if my Uber was going to pick me up. And, I was with a friend's dad, and he was like, yo, I might take a different Uber than you, man. Like, you everybody's eyes are on you, wearing Jeremy Stevens shirt, and, like, you're an American. So it was like, and that to me was just despicable. I felt like I was back in, Bahrain or freaking the UAE or something, and I was just like, man, it didn't feel good. Nothing against the UAE. I'd go back to Dubai in a heartbeat. Nothing against Bahrain. I actually like Bahrain. I like it's just when I went back in the 03 04 time frame, it was a little different environment. Just saying. Now I'd go back. But yeah, when it comes to Mexico City, I'll go there on vacation. I would go there and spend money there again. But I'm definitely, I would never go to a fight there again. Hell, motherfucking nah. I'm not gonna go to a fight there, because you end up probably getting in a fight, and it's just, I just hope that when Yair and Jeremy run it back in Boston, that we have a decisive victor. Who, regardless of who it is, I know it's going to be Jeremy, but regardless of who it is, I just don't see the fans acting that way. I can see American fans being upset, but they would carry that shit out into the streets and like lift cars and shit. They're not going to fucking damage the fighters. They're not going to throw shit at the fighters, and sure as shit not going to throw coins at people. Yeah, when you get pelted by pesos, it's not fun. When you get pelted by full Modelos and shit like that, it's not fun. So, yeah, that night was hair raising. I definitely I definitely want to see Jeremy and Yair run that back, and can't wait for Boston.